ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नारायण परावेदा देवानारायणाङ्गजाः नारायण परालोका नारायण परामखाः नारायण परो योगो नारायण परन्तपः नारायण परं ज्ञानं नारायण परागतिः तस्मात् केन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च देय पूज्यश्च नित्यदा। जयति जगति मायां यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेकं केवलं शाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतास्मि। Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha. We are saying the Narada Bhakti Sutras, and I have completed up to 61 sutras. And we are seeing about that the world will not affect us if we completely attach ourselves to Bhagavan. When a person enters into the stage of parabhakti, then he cares for nothing. He will not be aware of anything. He will be only aware of Bhagavan. At that stage, he is not a bhakta, he has become Bhagavan. So, how to deal with this world is explained more in these sutras. So, let us see Sutra 62. Na tat siddhau tat asiddhau loga vyavaharo heyah kintu phalatyagah tat sadhanam cha karyam eva. Tat siddhau asiddhau, that is whether one attain or not attain or not attain what? Parabhakti. Whether one attain parabhakti or not attain parabhakti, one should not na loha vyavaharo na heyaha. One should not abandon the worldly duties, because this realm is that one has to perform activities. Only then one can be in this realm of this earth. We cannot sit idle and waste the time. You cannot sit like that. We must do some work or other, because this world, this realm of this earth is one and only for activities. Karma bhumi. This is karma bhumi. We have to perform any action, whether it is right action or good action. If we are an intelligent person, we will do right action. According to karma balas, our actions will be influenced. But when we improve our knowledge, we can overcome that influence and perform good actions. If we have done any papa karmas, then that papa karmas will influence us to do not good actions, that is evil actions. But by knowledge, we can overcome it and perform good actions. But anyway, a person has to perform action in this world. Our life itself is surrounded by activities. So we have to perform action. In the name of bhakti, one should not evade the duties towards the house, our home, towards the society, towards the nation, or towards anyone, towards the people surrounding us, that is towards the society. One must perform the duty, says Sage Narada. One must not take bhakti as an excuse and keep idle or evade the duties. One should not do that. One must perform the duties. In our life, some situations will be favorable and some situations will not be favorable. But at whatever time it may be, whatever situation it may be, we must not leave the bhakti. We must practice bhakti according to our, up to how much possible we have to practice bhakti. We should not leave bhakti at any situation. So Sage Narada is telling that we have to perform the karmas. In what attitude we have to perform karma? Because when we do karmas, sometimes we will get success, sometimes we will get failure. But all that we have to take it in that same attitude, palatyagaha. We must renounce the result of the action and not the action itself. If we have success, the result of our action is success, that also we should renounce it. We should not take ownership of it. I did it, it is my success. Like that, we should not take ownership of it. If it is success, then it is, we have to keep the even mind. Even if it is failure, because one or two failure, anyone will come over it. But when we face series of failures, then any person will get attached to the result of the action. We will be automatically worried by it. Sage Narada says, Palatyaga. Palatyaga means whatever the result comes, if it is positive or negative, if it is success or failure, just renounce all those results equally. The failure results also should be renounced, and the successful results also should be renounced. Only then we will come over the ego. But in what attitude we have to perform the action? Just like what Bhagavan Krishna said, with complete devotion we have to perform the action. If it is success, okay. Failure, okay. We have to take it in the even mind. That is palatyagaka. Only then we will not be attached towards the action. Or otherwise, when we practice bhakti and when we involve in the worldly activities also, because we should not ignore the worldly activities, we have to perform our karmas. So then at one stage or other, we will be dragged on towards that karma itself. We will leave bhakti then. If it is success or even if it is failure, we will be dragged on by it. That's why I said one or two failures anyone will ignore. But when they experience a series of failure, then in one way or other we will be affected by it. Sage Narada says, we should renounce that also. Even if we do not care, the people surrounding us will trigger us to uh, not to renounce the result, because they will say, see, you have not performed the work perfectly, that's why this failure is there, you have to improve it. Like that, so many ideas they will give. But whatever it is, we have to perform the action with the complete devotion and renounce the results. Only then the action will not bind us, or otherwise the action will bind us and we will leave the bhakti. That's what is happening into most of the people here, because when they are very young, they will have so much devotion towards Bhagavan, but when they go up in their life, in their professional life or life, or when they involve in the family matters or society, then gradually they will be dragged on towards the result of the action and they will leave bhakti. So that should be avoided, says Sage Narada. And when we continuously renounce the result like this for a long time, at one stage, that will come a stage when we completely attach with Bhagavan and leave the world. A stage will come. Then one can stop performing action. So till then, one has to perform action, because at that stage, that pinnacle of bhakti, at that stage, there is no bhakta itself, only bhakti. So he cannot separate from that stage and perform action. Now we are all separate only. We know Bhagavan is there, we worship Bhagavan, so we are all separate. So we have to perform action. Whatever comes in our way, we have to perform action. But at that parabhakti stage, he will not find himself different from Bhagavan. He cannot perform any action. He is not different from Bhagavan. So at that stage, he can renounce the action. But till then, one has to perform the action, renouncing the result, not the action, result. So how do we know that we are improving in that bhakti, or how do we know that we are going in the right path? Because there is no pramanas for it. No one can tell this, even though even the scriptures cannot tell us. Only our self pramana is there. So how can we know it? We will be more and more attached towards bhakti, the sadhanas of bhakti. So then we can understand that we are going in the right path. So that's what is the meaning of this sutra. And the next sutra is Sutra 63. Stri, Dhana, Nastika, Vairi Charitram, Na Shravaniyam. One should not give importance, or one should not totally be attracted towards dhana, wealth. Stri, that is, if he is a male bhakta, one should not be attracted towards the woman. Or if it is a female bhakta, one should not be attracted towards the male. So, stri and dhana. Nastika, towards atheism. Vairi, because towards any of our enemies. Charitram na Shravaniyam, one should not hear it repeatedly, because when we involve in worldly matters, or when we perform our karmas, in the world all this will only be there. That's why Sage Narada is cautioning the Bhakta, we must not give our ears to all this. We must not concentrate on all this. Like I said, some situations will be favorable to us, some not favorable to us. So, if the situations are not favorable to us, then all this will affect us. People surrounding us will tell so many things about us. They will insult us in many ways. One should not give our ear to all this. So, what they are telling is about their opinion. We may or we may not align with it. So, it is not necessary that we should give our ear to it or align with their ideas and concepts. So, when we are attached towards Bhagavan, then automatically all this nature will come to us. So, one must not give importance to all this in life. What actually Sage Narada is trying to tell us, when we involve in the worldly activities, all our senses will be active. We hear so many things, we see so many things. One must not take into our mind all this. We must filter it then and there and put it in our senses. We should not be affected by the way of the world. Even though we have complete devotion and determination towards the Bhagavan, sometime or other it will drag, some external situations in life will drag us down. Narada is cautioning that we must not allow our mind for all that, because everything is in our mind. The world is in our mind. How we see the world only affect our mind. The world will not affect us. So whatever situation it may be, how we take it in our mind, only that will affect us. And one must not argue with anyone about this or discuss too much about our obstacles, because when we argue with someone or when we discuss too much with about the obstacles, whatever it may be stri, dhana or vairi or anything, then it will form deep impressions in our mind. When we sit to practice bhakti or do any practice, any yoga or even meditation, then all these thoughts will pop up in our mind. It will remove our peace of mind. We cannot practice bhakti. So one should not talk too much about the obstacles in life or give importance for the obstacles in life. The obstacles will be there because they are part of our karma. It will be there. But there is definitely another way for all of us to move peacefully in this world. So we have to select that and ignore the path of obstacles. One must not argue with anyone on this topic also, because when we say something, they will say something, then it will form deep impressions in our mind. So one has to understand all this. One must take what we want from this world and progress in bhakti, says Sage Narada. We will see the next sutras in my next episode.